Okay, initially I was gonna make a video. Well, I still am gonna make this video. I'm gonna make it afterwards. But initially I was first gonna make a video. What the fuck was I gonna talk about? Okay, I remember now. I was gonna talk about artists and their obsession with engagement and views and likes and all them things, but not like what everyone else. Actually, I don't actually know what everyone else is saying, to be fair. Let me not lie. I was gonna say like, oh, I'm not gonna say what everyone else is saying. I don't know what everyone else is saying, because yeah. But I'm gonna have my take on it in the next video, probably right after this. But like, this video specifically is gonna be about wants, because everyone wants something. Everyone's always wanting, and I'm like, chill. What do you need, first of all? Do you even know what you want? You don't know what you want. Like, I wanted to basically, in a nutshell, I want to talk about how if you got everything that you've ever wanted, like currently we all have things that we could do with right now, like things that we truly want. And like, if all of that, whatever it is, if all of that was given to you, would you truly be able to appreciate it? Would you actually want it? My eye is very itchy, hold on. It feels so nice to scratch an itch. But also, look at the earrings. But yeah, if you got everything that you've ever wanted, or anything that you want right now, would you actually be able to appreciate it? Would you actually be able to like it? And obviously right now you're probably thinking, yeah, I could really do that right now. But the thing is, you would not be able to hack it. You would not be able to take it. You wouldn't be able to truly appreciate it. Because why? Because you don't actually want it. They're just things that you want in the current moment. It sounds like, okay, what am I saying? But like, I'm actually spitting facts. Like, for example, the things that I wanted, like when I was like 16, I do not want anything to do with that right now. I'm talking about myself. Maybe for you, when you were 16, you still want the same shit. But me personally, like, for example, back then, I was a lot more in tune with my religion. I still am. I still have faith in God and all of them things. But like, oh, sorry, I thought I saw a spider. We're back. But yeah, like I was a bit more in tune with being more religious presenting, because I'm still very religious. I'm still very spiritual, but I'm not as in tune with it. Like, I'm not as tapped in as I used to be. I don't know how to explain it, but like, if you get it, you get it. So back then, I wanted to get married quite young. That part hasn't changed too much, but the reasons have. So back then I wanted to get married to a very religious man who would help me in my faith, not like make me more religious necessarily, but like just help me in my journey with my faith and stuff. So I really wanted that. I didn't want to be the one leading. I just wanted a religious man of my religion, so Orthodox Christianity. Before that, actually, no, before I even became woke enough for that, I was actually okay with Muslim men, which in my religion is not allowed. Like, we can't be, and it makes sense logically as well, because why would you want to date and marry someone who doesn't align with your religious beliefs? Because think of when you have kids, if you want kids, what exactly is going to go on with them? Obviously, don't force them into either space, either religion, but it's like, it's going to be very confusing for them. And I know this because I have friends who are from countries where it's a 50-50 split between Christianity and Islam, for example, and they grew up confused. And luckily, some of them found their own faith in their own religion whenever they did, but they would have preferred, you know, if the parents are just one religion, so that's, you know, it'll make it easier for them. But with me, like, there was a period of time where I was okay with dating Muslims. Like, that kind of sounds contradictory, but that's because I just wanted someone who could lead. And I thought in my 16-year-old brain that a religious man who's around the same age as me or a bit older, I'd never go for anyone younger, they would be able to lead me and help me. Wrong. So yeah, I wanted that when I was 16. Like, I truly want, like, I'd pray to God and be like, yo, can I just please have a man that knows what he's doing and stuff, and like being religious as well. But then my brain started to, you know, build itself, and I realized the things I wanted back then were because of internal issues rather than to do with the thing itself. For example, like, what I mean is, in my case with that religion thing, it had nothing to do with religion and all the things to do with my own self-esteem, my view on my own self-worth, and just, I wanted stability. That's been a thing I've always wanted my entire life. I just wanted stability. So I would try and find that in external things, when in reality, stability comes from within first. I didn't know that at the time. But I truly wanted it. Like, I wanted it. There's other things as well that I wanted that now I just want nothing to do with at 20. So, and imagine in 5 years. That's what I'm saying. Like, the things you want. For example, you want like flipping, like I don't know, let's say you want this girl, for example, or this guy, whatever. You want to date this specific person. You really want them, but do you need them? Do you really want them? Do you know what that entails? Because we're also like caught up in, you know, glamorizing the things that we want instead of wanting the actual thing and appreciating the thing itself, if that makes sense. Like whether it's even money, because I know for a fact money is always going to be a thing that people want, and I'm not shaming anyone for that. Even though I'm a socialist, I'm not an idealist. So I understand the need and the want for money, especially if my post is falling down. The need and the want for money, especially if you live in a capitalist country. Like obviously, even if you don't, like I get that. I'm not, you know, I'm not here to tell you money holds zero value. That is a whole different video in itself. But like, would you even be able to appreciate it? Would you be able to keep it? Because let me tell you this, yeah, a homeless person or someone that's really poor, for example, like they could want a lot of money. Like in this scenario, they could want a lot of money. They could want a house. Remove even money. If you're homeless, let's say you want a house. Now, let's say someone gives you a house. By the way, I'm using homeless, no stigma towards homeless people, no hate, absolutely no. My mum was homeless, guys. I've been homeless, okay? I don't want to make it seem like okay? I'm just using it as an example. So someone who doesn't have a certain thing and they want that certain thing. Okay. So, homeless person wants a house. Someone, God, let's say, gives them a house, or the universe, someone gives them a house. Obviously, in your head, you're like, okay, problem solved. But the problem isn't actually solved because the homeless person has internal issues, and not because they're homeless, but because of what they've been through and their own, you know, psyche and stuff. So when they're given that house, that's why it's very common where homeless people will be given a house and it gets trashed. Again, I am not shaming homeless people for that. This is just an example. So they will trash it, or they won't take good care of it because they either don't know how to or they don't want to. Like their wants start to change and they start wanting other things instead of, oh, but I thought you wanted the house, now you've got the house. Then the thing is a tip by the end of the month. Again, even if you're not homeless, if you want a house, I should have just started with that. My bad, okay? Or if you don't have money but you want money. Let's say someone drops 100 million pounds or whatever currency you use in front of you. You will lose that money in about a month. Okay, you're not going to invest it. Okay, some of you will. I'm not talking about you guys. Most people, I'm going to be honest, would not be able to keep that money. They're going to just spend it on whatever. Obviously, right now, you're like, no, I could do with a meal right now. I'd pay my rent. I'd do all these things. That's great to think, but you need to understand once you're in that position, you can no longer just be thinking like, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. You've not had the scenario happen to you. Like, you've not had the scenario presented to you where you can now be like, oh, yeah, I'm not going to spend all that money. I'd invest it. I'd be sensible with it. We all like to think we'd be sensible with these things. No matter what it is you want, we're always thinking we're in some type of deficit, like we need something. But when you get that thing that you want, you will come to realize you can't even handle it. That's why you didn't have it in the first place. You can handle what you've earned. I'm speaking very broadly here. Someone that's used to handling money, or having a lot of money, or having a lot of a certain thing, I'm just using money as an example, or having something, they're less likely to lose that thing because they see the inherent value in it, or they just see a value in it. Someone that's never had these things but sees value in it when they've never experienced it or been in a position where they can actually value it and use it, they're not going to be able to keep the money or be able to keep what it is they want. For example, with weight, a really obese person, for example, and I'll flip the script, a really skinny person could want to gain weight, but then they'll lose it again because they don't actually see the inherent value in the thing that they think that they want, if that makes sense. But we're going to use the obese example. I've just said the skinny version, but an obese person, you could be 400 pounds, for example, and you're overweight for your height, and you could want to be skinny, or you could want to lose weight. Now, you're thinking, oh God, like, I've seen so many people say this, by the way. Oh God, like, please, if you made me skinny, like right now, I'd love it so much. I'd appreciate it so much. Like, you know, the skinny people don't appreciate it as much. I would truly know how to appreciate it. But the funny thing is, if God actually put that into your life and you became skinny for some reason, or you became slim or whatever, you lost the weight that you wanted to lose, you would probably gain it back within the week or the month even. You wouldn't be able to keep it off because getting to that weight, obviously there's multiple factors like your environment, your class. In the UK, we're more of a class-based country, as much as people don't really want to admit it or acknowledge, we're more of a class-based country. That's why I bring up class and not like, I don't know, race, which is also important. But that's not the point. That's, yeah, not the point. There's many factors, essentially, is what I'm saying. There's many factors as to why someone might become 400 pounds at any type of height. I keep getting them mixed up because they're spelled so similarly. But yeah, there's many reasons why that person could be that weight, and it's not good for them, obviously. So they want to lose the weight. But in reality, they don't want to lose the weight. They just don't want the weight that they have. Because losing the weight is a process. You have to do certain things to get to that weight. So if you're 400 pounds and suddenly you wake up and you're 100 pounds or 150 pounds, whatever, I don't know, just something that isn't 400 pounds, you would gain all that weight back because you've not earned it by going through the process of losing the weight through a calorie deficit or exercise or medication, all these things. I don't know. You're not going to be able to see the value in it because you've not earned it, if that makes sense. I'm trying to word it properly so my point gets across easier. And I use the word earned very specifically because it's a process. When you want something, okay, there's always a process to get there. And that process, like the process that you end up using, if you do use a process, ends up causing you to like be able to keep it, if that makes sense. For example, with the losing weight thing, if I was like 400 pounds and I wanted to get to like 200 pounds, and I would be like, oh God, please just make me 200 pounds, make me 200 pounds. And I wake up and I'm 200 pounds. My eating habits haven't changed, assuming that eating is the main reason, which it usually is. Assuming eating is the main reason why I've reached 400 pounds in the first place. I'm not shaming anyone here, I'm just talking. So it's like, if I wake up at 200 pounds, my eating habits haven't changed. I've just physically changed, but my mental hasn't. Like, that's the thing. All these wants, needs, all these things, these are all mental things. So you could really think you want something, but wait 5 years, do you actually want the thing? You have to think about the future as well. And I'm obviously I've spoken against thinking of the future so much, purely because you're in the present. And when you start to think about the future too much, you become more anxious and you start stagnating because you're constantly thinking of the future and you're being too careful with your steps to the point where you're not making any steps at all. So it's like, if you're not doing the mental workings to get there, then you've not really done the work, I guess, or the, you know, to make the progress that you want to get to the goal. Because once you've gotten to the goal through the actual process you're meant to take, then I don't know, it will stick to you more. What's the word I'm looking for? Let me think. I don't know what word I'm looking for, but like essentially it creates longevity. Like, that's how longevity is created, and it becomes part of your identity, meaning you're less likely to just wake up one day and just lose all of that, because you're literally changing your brain chemistry. You're, you know, creating new neuron pathways when you're learning a certain process, instead of just boom, waking up and you've got the thing that you want, because you won't even know how to keep it. You won't know how to keep it. If I really want a cat or a dog or a pet and I just get it in front of me, or even a goldfish, because I killed my goldfish by accident when I was like 10, I think, because I overfed it. I really wanted a goldfish. I got the goldfish, but I didn't know how to take care of it, and thus the goldfish died. So RIP, I forgot the name of the goldfish. I think I flushed it down the toilet afterwards. I prayed over it first. Sorry. But yeah, I didn't know how to take care of it, so obviously it died. So you can apply that goldfish, I'm gonna call it goldfish theory. Oh my God, buzzword. Like, you can apply the goldfish theory to anything pretty much. Like, if you don't know how to take care of that thing or to truly appreciate that thing, you're kind of taking that thing for granted. And if you ever take anything for granted, you are going to lose it. You're going to lose that thing. That's just a fact. So I wonder if this video made sense. My point is, you don't know what you want right now. Actually, you know what you want right now, but you also need to think about the future a little bit. I don't know, the future you, not the future events that are going to take place, but you as a person, you need to understand that you are going to change whether you like it or not. Change is the only constant. That's literally the only constant that we have. So I don't know, you just don't be thinking you want something and you'll want it forever, because humans don't really ever want anything forever. I can't really think of one thing I've always wanted, like a physical thing or a mental thing. I'm not really sure. I just like that I'm experiencing things, I'm changing, changes are happening. That's what I really like. And to be content, that's really all I want. And as long as I get that, then I'm fine. And that's, you know, so yeah, I don't really know if this video made sense, but